Hello and welcome. We are on day 10 and I'm delighted to have got this far with you, and I'm getting some nice feedback from those of you that are doing the practices and are benefiting from them. So if you are benefiting, please do spread the love and kindness to yourself, to your friends, to your family, and to your community by giving yourself the time to do these practices, and also time to reflect, to think about where you are in your world at this time as we begin to move from one phase into the next of our lives. Time to slow down, to acknowledge and to receive anything that we may have learned from the last few months, and then realize what is important in our lives, and possibly be able to offer generosity beyond yourself to those that haven't had the same privileges that some of us may have had. So it's an important part of yoga practice, is acknowledging, reflecting, and then honoring beyond ourselves in whatever capacity you can. All right, so today we've worked on the joints, we've worked on the major joints, we've worked on the feet, on the ankles, we've done the hips, we've done the head and neck. We have, what am I forgetting? We've covered all major body parts, and now the one that we haven't covered is the spine that connects all of them. So I'm going to go through the spinal movements for you, and once we've got all of those in the bag now, like that we have learned all of these things, then when we move on to next week, the final classes together, we're going to work a little more on the energetics, the emotions, the states of being to support you in your daily life. So if you're feeling exhausted, what are the things that you can do? If you're feeling highly strung, what are the things that you can do? If you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling lonely, these are the things that I will kind of flag for you to support you. All right, so let's go with the spine to start. Using your cushion as always, or your rolled up blanket, and finding a seat. You can't use the wall really for this one, so be brave, move away from the wall, or use a chair and sit on the very edge of a chair instead. If you feel like crossing the ankles, do. And then just think for a moment, as we did yesterday when we were working on the neck and the shoulders. Pause for a moment and think without moving, checking in, acknowledging your spine. Acknowledging the movements that your spine takes each day to support you. And then we'll explore those movements together. So the first spinal movement that I really enjoy tapping into is that of lengthening. So to feel that lengthening action, you can do it just sitting here. Feel the base of the skull lifting up, the bones of the spine becoming as long as you possibly can. And this is just a micro millimeter lengthening action. So you can feel the head growing up towards the ceiling. You can feel the tailbone pressing down towards the ground. And then incorporate or add the arms to that, slowly lifting one hand up and then the other hand up, and then reaching up towards the highest shelf. So we've done this before. And at the same time, letting gravity push your sit bones or your pelvis down towards the earth. Good. So reaching up with the fingers, that's the shoulder blades are lifting up and forward. So it's different to the instruction yesterday, shoulders back and down. This is quite different. Shoulders are moving forward and up. Breathing into this, feel that lifting, maybe moving the head to look up towards the fingers. Well done. Breathe and feel that lengthening. I often talk about this, hanging out on monkey bars. Breathe into it. Well done. And then slowly bend the elbows. Slowly release the hands down. Okay. The next move is the forward bending move. So You can place your hands on your thighs or on your knees. We've done a lot of these, but I'm just trying to highlight it for you. The forward bending, you allow the spine to push back, the upper spine to push back, and you look down towards your belly. And just feeling that there's openness through the back of the body, and the front of the body is bending and shortening. Breathing here. Trying to breathe into the back, into the rib cage. One more breath, nice and gentle. And then the opposite spinal movement is the back bending movement. So slowly coming back to the center. And when you bend the back, you open up the front. So opening up the front of the body, the shoulder blades coming together, and you're bending at the back. Good. And make sure that you're not causing any neck strain or pain here. So shoulders are back and down for this one. Back bending. So many versions of back bending, but this is a really accessible one for all of us. And slowly coming back to the center. Well done. Next is the side bending option, or side bending movement. Let's take our fingertips to our shoulders and slowly drop one elbow down towards the hip and the other elbow up. And you'll feel the side body lengthening and shortening. So lengthening on one side, shortening on the other side, and just sensing that movement. Be careful with the neck here, try not to stick the chin out. Breathe here. And if it feels okay, the lower hand to the ground, the upper hand up towards the ceiling, and then possibly over the head. No need to twist the neck. Good, breathe there. You're pressing the outside hip to the ground. And if you can imagine or sense the spine bending over. Good. Fingertips back to shoulders. Slowly come back to center. Breathe in and out, have a little smile, and then go to the other side. So you're bending over, you're lengthening one side, shortening the other side. Good. Hand to the ground. If it feels okay, maybe hand up towards the ceiling or reaching diagonally overhead. So we don't want the head and the shoulder blade to come back, just keeping that openness through the shoulder. Breathe. Fingertips to shoulder. Slowly back to center. And release. Good. That's side bending, right and left. And now twist. So fingertips to shoulders. We're going to twist belly, chest, and shoulders as far as you can comfortably go. Breathe into this. Maybe twist a little further. Keep your sit bones pressing down, your thighs and your knees pressing down towards the ground. Be careful in the twists here that you're not squashing the sides of the neck. So if we're twisting to the right, keep the right shoulder down and the right ear lifting a little bit. This is often a correction that we need to make in yoga classes. So lifting that ear out of the shoulder. Move the head to look in front and unravel. So nice to unravel after a twist. And then we go to the other side, twisting belly, chest and shoulders all the way. Try to keep the knees and the thighs pressing down. Good. Watch the back ear, lift it away from the shoulder. Breathe here. You can press the fingers down with the shoulders to help you here. Twist a little further if you can. Keep the knees and the thighs dropping. Move the head to look in front. And unravel the twist. Good. And release. Well done. Give the fingers a little wiggle and the wrists a rotation. Okay, from here, take your time. And we'll come to kneeling. If you need your extra cushioning under your knees, take it now. If you need a cushion between the heels and the hips, take it now. So same spinal movements again. Lengthening the spine, reaching up to that highest shelf and work your sit bones down. Breathe into this. Rib cage is in, neck is long. Breathe. Imagine you're reaching up and at the same time pressing down. Remember, shoulder blades are moving forward, they're separating. Good, and lifting up. Well done. Slowly releasing down. Let's interlock the fingers now. Push the hands forward into the back, into the front bend, the forward bend. So separating the shoulder blades, space in the back of the body, looking down towards the belly. Breathe. Forward bend. Slowly coming back to center. Chest comes back. Release the hands behind. Come into the different interlock if you like. Interlock the fingers, or if you wish, just hold on to the elbows and opening up in the chest and feeling that back arching. No need to throw the head back. Just breathing into this. Well done. Good. Slowly releasing hands, come back to the center. Going into our side bending now, fingertips to shoulders, lifting one elbow up, the other elbow down. Reach down with the fingertips, up with the other fingertips. If you wish, going a little further, watch the neck now, keeping the shoulder out of the ear. Good. Try not to twist, try not to back arch too much. Well done. Keep the ribs in. Slowly back to center, fingertips to shoulders. Other side, breathing in and out. Enjoy these joyful spinal movements. So spinal movements, if we're doing them in this way, they're going to give us energy. Fingertips back to shoulders and back to center. Slowly twisting belly, chest and shoulders. Breathe there. If this feels okay now, you might like to reach your back hand back behind you. We're going to keep them elevated and hovering, and the left hand across you. That's if you're twisting to the right. Breathe there. See if you can reach the hands a little further, straighten the arms, fingertips to shoulders, move the head to look in front, and unravel the twist. We go to the other side, belly, chest, and shoulders. You can keep fingertips on shoulders, or if you wish, reach the left hand behind you, reach the right hand across to the end of your mat. Breathe. Make sure the neck is happy, the shoulders are down, head to look in front, fingertips to shoulders, and unravel that twist. Good. And release, rotate the wrists. Okay, taking it a little further, moving up into high kneeling position. Removing the cushion from behind the knees or keeping the blanket underneath the knees. Again, feel the lengthening, reaching up, forward and up with those shoulder blades, so separating them. Wrists come to a slight diagonal. They're not directly above the head, they're certainly not behind the head. Good, breathing there, looking up. Have a little wiggle here, imagining you're hanging out on those bunky bars. You can take your toes onto the mat if you like, breathing into this, maybe moving the head to look up. Your front ribs are in. Good. Slowly, slowly releasing the hands down. Good. This time we're going to push the hands in front of us as if we're holding up a train and we want it to come towards us. Okay. Then working into that forward bending action. So separating the shoulder blades, looking towards the belly, and breathe. Spread the fingers wide. Strong thighs for this. Good, pushing the hands down, and then we try the opposite movement. So we're working into chest opening, back bending here, breathing into that. Well done. Slowly releasing the hands down. Fingertips to shoulders, working into side bending. So lifting one elbow up, the other elbow down. You can work the lower hand down, the upper hand up above the head. See if you can go a little further. See how this feels. You're trying not to twist forward or back. Well done, breathing into this. Fingertips to shoulders, back to center. We try the other side, lifting up, lengthening one side, shortening the other, breathe into it. Hands stretching out. If it feels okay, you can give the fingers a wiggle, the wrists a rotation, fingertips to shoulders, and back to center. Well done. Okay, from here, we're going to add a leg into this. Take your weight onto your right knee, step your left foot forward, fingertips to shoulders, and taking the twist. So this is becoming more, I recognize that, more traditional yogi kind of stuff. You can forget about the lunge if it's too much. So we're going to twist belly, chest, and shoulders over that front leg. Breathe there. Or if you wish, pushing the hands out. So your right hand pushes to the left, your left hand reaches behind you, breathing happily there. Keep the shoulders down, the neck long, smile, fingertips to shoulders, and unravel. Hands to the hips, swapping legs. Take your time. Fingertips to shoulders again, and twist over that front leg. So this is a closed twist when we go into these lunges, the warrior twists. And then slowly, left hand across you, reaching it across, right hand behind you, maybe looking behind to make sure the ear stays out of the shoulder. Breathe. Fingertips to shoulders, move the head to look in front, unravel that twist, and release. Okay, where do we go from here? Standing. Okay, so taking your time, bringing yourself to standing however you like, so you can work through the lunge, stepping the back foot forward, hands onto the thighs, and slowly, slowly coming up. We'll work on those transitions again. Okay, so reaching the arms up, feel the lengthening, the monkey bar. To get this sensation really well and good for yourself, drop your sit bones and just try it raise your heels. So remember, the shoulder blades are separated. You're reaching forward and up. Reach those hands a little higher, and then raise your heels and see if you can drop your sit bones down in the direction of your heels. And you're going to really feel that lengthening now. As fingers reach up, as sit bones push down, you're going to feel how that is. Breathe into it. Good. If it's too much, heel stay down. Good. Have a little wiggle if you can, right and left. Imagine you're 4 years old again. You're hanging out on the monkey bars. You're saying, look at me, aren't I amazing? Enjoy it. Well done. And release slowly, coming down. Well done. We're working into the back bending, so pushing the hands forward as if you're holding up a train again, breathing into this. See, you might like to take this a little further by raising the heels off the mat as well. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Some of you might like to drop the hips down towards the heels. Well done. Slowly dropping and release. And then working into the chest opening, the back bending. Be careful that your bum isn't sticking back. Your sit bones are all the time working down, just behind the heels. Yeah, they're not tucking all the way forward, not pulling all the way back, but just somewhere behind the heels. So keeping that natural spine. Breathe into it. If you wish again, raise the heels just for an added element of excitement as you do this. Lower the heels. Well done. Release. Fingertips to shoulders. Right elbow up, left elbow down. If you wish, reaching the left hand to the ground, the right arm up and over the head. And if you wish, raise the left heel so that you get a little more of that lengthening action. Fingertips to shoulders, back to the center, and out to the other side. Breathe. Lower that lower hand, upper hand up above the head. Make sure it all feels joyful. It's all exploration of our spine. Fingertips to shoulders, back to the center. And then twisting, belly, chest and shoulders to the right. Good. Right hand across you, left hand behind you. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Move the head to look in front. This time, let's bring the back arm and swing it all the way in front. Just for fun. Yeah, just for an added bit of embellishment. Twist to the other side, belly, chest and shoulders. Reach the arms out. Well done. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Move the head to look in front. Twist, swing that back arm all the way in front. Good. Unravel the twist, fingertips to shoulders, and release down. Well done. Roll the shoulders, roll the neck, right and left. Excuse me, off balance a little this morning. Good. Circle the hips. Take a breath in. And breathe out. Well done. Super work. Okay, so that's our spine. You should feel nice and healthy after that. Forward bends usually are for calming and settling the brain and the nervous system. We're coming to sitting down. Back bends are for opening, for energizing, for giving us strength, support, and energy. And the twists are normally to balance all of that out, to release anything that is over excited or under excited and to find balance. Okay, let's come into balancing with our breath now, closing the eyes, your back can be against the wall. Breathing in through the nose for a count of 4 or 5. See if you can hold for that same length. Breathe out for the same count. And hold for the same length. Imagine that box in your brain that you're drawing, breathing in, lifting up one side. As you hold, you're moving across the top of the box. As you breathe out, you're working down the other side. And as you hold, you're moving across the base of the box. Try 2 more rounds of this. In, hold, out, hold, in, hold, out, hold. Allow the breath to rise and fall in the belly, gently into a tidal breath, the awareness between the belly button and the pubic bones. Nice and gentle in and out. Settling the mind. Move the awareness back to the spine, acknowledging maybe energy, heat in the spine. Recalling those spinal movements, lengthening, forward bending, chest opening, back bending, side bending right and left, and twisting right and left, just acknowledging them here and now. And then moving the awareness to the spine between the shoulder blades, and let that awareness move into the center of the chest. Placing your hand on the sternum. Acknowledging your gratitudes for this day. Your 3 gratitudes. Placing your other hand on top. Breathing in and out through the nose or mouth. And offering from your heart out beyond your heart generously. And we acknowledge each and every person practicing with us today or through these practices of the rising. It's only when we're asked to be socially distant that we really realize how much we desire and wish to reach out and be together. And these practices are helping with that, to create that community of being together as one. Well done, everyone. Thank you all. Namaste. I'll see you tomorrow. We're going to do meditation tomorrow, a seated meditation. So bringing your extra cushions and you can have your cozy clothes. Well done. It's a guided meditation that I'm going to teach you the technique that you will have for yourselves. Thank you.